Hello my little monsters, welcome back to the channel and thank you for clicking in on this video. Today we are going to talk about fluency within 20, and so our focus is going to be on addition. We're going to talk about 4 strategies to help you solve your addition problems, but I do want to let you know that when you're learning math and talking about fluency within 20 with your teacher or at your school, your teacher may use a different name to call it or say it a different way, but the concept or the idea behind the strategy is still the same. And so the first strategy that we're going to talk about is add in any order. The second is make a 10. The third is doubles plus 1. And the fourth strategy is doubles minus 1. So my little monsters, the first strategy that we're going to talk about is add in any order. And so to start this strategy, I do need to let you know a few terms. When we are talking about the numbers that we are adding in an addition problem, those are called add-ins. And the answer that we're looking to find is called the sum. And so for the add in any order strategy, you just need to know that you can switch the order of the add-ins. So what number or add-in is first and what number or add-in is second, you can switch them around and your sum will still be the same. And so this is helpful because maybe you're not as familiar with one set of facts as you are with another, and so you can use whichever way is easiest for you for the order of add-ins. And so our first example is 7 plus 10. I'm not as familiar with my 7 facts, but I do know my 10s. So I'm going to switch that. Instead of 7 plus 10, I'm going to say 10 plus 7, and it's 17. And so that is how we add in any order. We just change the add-ins and the sum is still the same. Our next problem is 2 plus 5. 2 plus 5. Well, since 5 is a friendly number, I'm going to decide to switch that order around and change those add-ins and instead say 5 plus 2. And my sum will be 7, because even though I switch the add-ins, the sum does not change. And then our last problem is 4 plus 6. Maybe you just like your 6 facts better, and so you can just say 6 plus 4 equals 10. And that, my little monsters, is the add in any order strategy. The second strategy that we're going to talk about is make a 10. And so for this strategy, you're going to have 2 add-ins, and you don't have to pick the smaller add-in, but let's say that you have 9 plus 5. And so for the make a 10 strategy, I'm going to pick the 5. And I'm going to break the 5 down into a way that will make my other add-in, which in this case is 9, I want to make that add-in a 10. So how can I break the 5 down into 2 different add-ins that will make my 9 add-in a 10 once they are added together? And so I know that 9 is 1 away from 10. And so for the make a 10 strategy, you're trying to get to 10 because it's a friendly number. It's a little bit easier to work with for some monsters out there. And so if I know that it's 1 away from 10, then one of the add-ins that I break down from 5 has to be 1. Well, what add-in plus 1 is going to get me 5? It would be 4. So now I have broken my 5 down into 2 add-ins, 1 and 4. That 9 and that 1 go together and they make a 10. And so we have our 10, and then you still have your 4. So 10 plus 4 equals 14. So 9 plus 5 equals 14. Now we're going to go over a second make a 10 example. And so this one is going to be 7 plus 4. I'm going to break down the smaller add-in, so the 4, just because I think it's a little bit easier to work with. And so 7 plus 4. Well, let's remember I'm trying to get my 7 to become a 10. And so what add-in can I add to 7 to get a 10? 3. And so one of those add-ins that I break apart from 4 is going to be 3. Now I'm just missing one other add-in to get to my original 4, and that would be 1. And so I now have 7 plus 3, which equals 10, and then plus 1 is 11. So 7 plus 4 is 11 for our make a 10 strategy for addition. For our remaining 2 strategies, I do need to explain a term to you, and this term is doubles. And so when I say doubles, that means any number added to itself. And so just for an example, 5 plus 5, that's doubles. Or 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3. Those are doubles. It's the number added to itself. Now that you know what doubles are, we are going to talk about our next strategy, which is doubles plus 1. And so for this strategy, monsters, I do want to let you know it only works if the add-ins are 1 apart from each other. And so I can't do 6 plus 9 or 6 plus 8, but I can do 6 plus 7 or 7 plus 6. And so for our first example, we are going to talk about 7 plus 6. Well, maybe I don't know 7 plus 6 right off the top of my head, and that's okay. I'm going to use a doubles to find my answer. And so I'm going to pick the smaller of the 2 add-ins. In this case, that would be 6, and I'm going to do my doubles fact. So 6 plus 6. I know that 6 plus 6 equals 12. And since 7 is 1 away from 6, I'm going to have to add 1 to my answer that I got for the doubles, which is 12. So it would be 6 plus 6 plus 1 equals 13. So using doubles plus 1, 7 plus 6 equals 13. Our second example is going to be 9 plus 8. And so sometimes the 9 facts or the 8 facts can be a little tricky, but doubles can help you out. So using the doubles plus 1 strategy, I'm going to pick the smaller of the 2 add-ins, and so in this case that would be 8. So the 8 doubles that I am looking for is 8 plus 8 equals 16. If I know that 8 plus 8 equals 16, 9 is just 1 away from 8. So I would have to do 8 plus 8 plus 1, and that gets me 17. So using the doubles plus 1 strategy, 9 plus 8 equals 17. Now we're going to talk about our last strategy, which is doubles minus 1. And so for this strategy, it's a lot like doubles plus 1, except instead of adding 1, you are going to take away 1. And so we're going to use the same example from the previous strategy, 7 plus 6. 7 plus 6. For this strategy, I will need to take the bigger or the higher of the 2 add-ins. And so I would need to look at the doubles for the 7 add-in. So 7 plus 7 is 14. If I know that 7 plus 7 is 14, 6 is 1 away from 7. So it would be 7 plus 7 minus 1. And that answer would be 13. Our second example is also going to be from our previous strategy. It is going to be 9 plus 8. And so once again, I am going to take the bigger or the higher of the 2 add-ins. In this case, that would be 9. And so I look at my doubles fact for 9, and that is 9 plus 9 equals 18. But 8 isn't quite as big as 9. It's 1 away. So I would do 9 plus 9 minus 1. Well, what is 18 minus 1? It's 17. And so that will be our doubles minus 1 answer for 9 plus 8. You get 17. Now that we've talked about our 4 strategies, we're going to review them. And so the first strategy that we talked about is add in any order. And this one means that you can switch the order of the add-ins or flip them and your sum is still the same. The second strategy is make a 10 to add. And for this strategy, you're going to grab that second add-in and break it apart and see what numbers you break it into that can help your first add-in get to 10. So by making a 10, you can solve your problem maybe a little easier or a little quicker. The third strategy is using doubles plus 1. And so you use a doubles fact of the smaller add-in and then plus 1 to get your sum. The fourth strategy is doubles minus 1. So for this strategy, you're going to use your higher or your larger add-in and see the doubles fact and then you have to take away 1 or subtract 1 from that double's answer to find your sum. All right, my little monsters, so that is our lesson on fluency within 20 with a focus on addition. Make sure to check out our next video, which will be the worksheet walkthrough on fluency within 20 with a focus on addition. Make sure that if you like the video, you click like, and if you like the content, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out all of our other social media as well and give us a like or a follow. Thanks for tuning in, my little monsters, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!